Hey, it's me today. I'm doing something, so it's my first video for on the Hip Kit YouTube page, and I'm pretty excited about it. So it's also my first page using the April kits. I was gone on spring break, and so I just got them. So it's like really exciting. So it's all the new stuff. But today, my page is it needs to be inspired by this. So this is the April mood board. I've never done one of these pages that's inspired by the mood board before, but it's gonna be fun. I love these colors and everything here, so this is what I'm working with. So when I looked at this at first, I was like, oh, it's like a summer page, like how great is that? But I don't really have summer pictures yet, and so because it's only April, so I was sitting here looking at it going, okay, well, what could I do? You know, I always like the blue and yellow. I love yellow too. I even thought the Hey, It's Okay was really cool. I was like, oh, we could do something like that. But you know what kept pulling me back was the fruit. And the colors are amazing. So it's orange, yellow, green, and kind of like this, you know, reddish corally color. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to do something inspired by those. So I pulled out the Distress Inks. This one, Abandoned Coral and Squeeze Lemonade, actually were in the color kit for April. So it worked out perfect because look, it like yellow coral like works perfectly. And then I went through some of the older color kits and I pulled out these colors, which is Spice Marmalade and Cracked Pistachio. Again, they all work with the photo. So I'm like pretty excited. So I'm gonna use those Distress Inks and to start my page. So just so you've got it, that is, you can always go, and I think you can download this on in the member forum, but like this right here is the inspiration for today. And I'm gonna specifically use this part of it right here for my inspiration. So let's go ahead and get started.
And here's a close-up look at that mood board for you. Again, you can download it on the member forum. So I'm going to use a lot of water with this page just to get these inks going good. So I did want to make sure that my cardstock wasn't going to get destroyed with the water. So I am going ahead and putting clear gesso on the page. I didn't want to use the white because it's not actually the same color white as the cardstock, and I don't like that. It kind of almost has a yellowy tint to it once I photograph it, so I didn't want that, so I'm using clear. And then on some palette paper, I'm just going to go ahead and put some of the ink straight onto the palette paper. Once you put some water on them, they kind of activate very similar to a watercolor. So once they've got some water, I'm just going to go ahead and use them to paint circles down my page on top of the gesso. When it dries, it looks really great. It looks very similar to a watercolor. And they paint on so nicely just like this. And with the water, they actually dry fairly quickly as well. So it was really nice. So I'm just going to go ahead and draw these circles. I loved it because not only are they the same colors as the fruit in the mood board, but I like how this circle was somewhat similar as well. Unlike with watercolor paper though, you know, cardstock, when it gets wet, ripples a bunch, and while it's not like the whole page was wet, just from the gesso already being on it, it was a little bit rippled already, and so some of my colors kind of spread into the other. I actually really did like how that pink kind of got into the green, but up on the top some pink went into the yellow, and that's not what I was looking for because you can see the smudge spots going through, but it's okay. It all ends up working out just fine. I did add a few extra darker pieces, or I'm sorry, some darker dots of color just to kind of make a few different places pop, and then of course put some splatters down. The ones that I just put down though, those actually end up pretty much getting covered up with my photo later, so you'll see, and which is actually okay because they didn't come out exactly how I wanted them to, but it's fine. So now that it's all dry, I did let it just dry on its own. I'm taking a white gel pen and I'm just drawing a circle through the ink spots. I wanted the ink spots to be somewhat more defined, and so I thought it looked kind of cool with the white in there. I don't know what this pen is. Actually, I take that back. It's right here. it, honestly, I still don't know what it is. I'm looking at it. Oh wait, it's a Uniball Signo. I'm sorry, it was all written in Japanese, and so I had to look on the lid. And I found that those work really good without drying out. I don't have great luck with white pens, and I didn't want to use a paint pen because they were too thick on this, but I guess it probably could have worked. But yeah, I found that the Uniball Signo is actually fairly good with keeping its, a bold line. And it's not super thin either, so that's kind of nice. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish up with the white, and then once I'm done with that, I'll be able to start embellishing my page. So I pulled out everything from the April kits. It's a fun, colorful kit. I love all the flowers and the colors and everything else, and I thought it was pretty cool that the mood board had colors that were straight out of this kit. So I did find a green chipboard sticker that I wanted to use. It says "Tomorrow Can Wait," which I felt like was really probably pretty good for a page of my daughter on the beach. I did outline that circle with the same white pen because I figured it would then carry over from my background look, which I thought was kind of cool. And then I just popped out also one of the little Polaroid frames from the chipboard stickers and put it behind my photo because I liked the 3 little hearts that were on it. Now I'm just going to keep going through all the different stickers that came with the kits, and then also these Project Life cards because I wanted to add a few more pieces of the cool colors from the mood board and just get those layered behind my photograph. I did have a hard time kind of keeping everything in its position because I didn't want to adhere it all together in case I wanted to make changes, but then I found that it really just made things harder. So after struggling just a little bit with kind of trying to keep these pieces all in place, I finally said, you know what, I need to start adhering all that stuff down so it stops moving around on me. These Project Life cards are great because they're just a little pop of color here and there, and since I don't Project Life, I don't have to feel guilty about using them for things like this, but it's so great that I'm not having to cut into a big piece of 12 by 12 pattern paper just for these little tiny parts. So I'm just getting all of these pieces together. I did use foam adhesive behind my photograph since it was on top of chipboard, and that way it kind of still stood up without wrinkling and falling down. And then I'm going to go ahead and get that down too. And so now it's really just a matter of finding cute things that are going to work. I added a sticker within it's a little arrow sticker that says "Taking It Easy." I'm adding that circle right there, and then this great, I love these gold word stickers from the kits. Oh my gosh, these are amazing. It says "Cute," which she's very cute. And then I'm going to add my title with the white. I did go through all of these box of color, like the little mini alphas, but the colors did not work for this one, so I'll have to use those on a different page. The name of this page is Beach Day. It was over spring break, and she was being silly and sitting there sunning it up. She had a friend with her, so they were having a good day out on the paddleboard and had just come in, and she had put on her little jacket because she was trying not to get sunburned. It's a hard life at the beach. So then I tried to use these little leaves, but they just didn't work for me, so I'm just going to keep going with some other fun stuff. I really like these heart outlines, and so I'm just going to kind of use those to embellish around the photo. And then I found this word that said, or the word stickers that say "Happy Moments." I added that, and I actually I tried that one, but it didn't work, and I do end up adding another one that says "Living It." There we go. Now the thing is, what I didn't do with these stickers though, they're all popped up off the cardstock, and so what I should have probably done is backed them with something so dust and things don't stick to it later on. Since I don't have my pages and page protectors, I guess if I did that, this wouldn't be an issue. But since I don't, sometimes there is a tendency for just things that settle in the boxes to kind of get stuck. So I'm going to have to watch that. Maybe I'll go ahead and add this to a page protector. Well, I might have to find some, but. So I am going to go ahead and date this. I did search to make sure it was the correct date that the photo was taken. Add that right there to the page, and just, I liked this little part out of the project life card, and it just says happiness is exclamation point, but I just made it into a little tag. I'm not actually adding any words to that, but adding it right to the top of my photo, which I think looks pretty cool. Just a little bit of journaling about how it was spring break at the beach. And then I'm looking at this page and it's just, I feel like it's off balance. So I did use just a little extra color to put just a few drops up in that top right hand corner, because it just felt like it was too weighted on the one side. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that it was fun starting with a mood board, and that you guys got some inspiration from that. Y'all please go ahead and download that little photo off the member forum so that you guys can try it along with us, and it'll help inspire you to use up those April kits. Otherwise, thanks so much for stopping by, and make sure you head over to Hip Kit Club and get your awesome April kit. Bye!